You were going to talk about the DG of the NIA.
Now, let me do a quick repost of what he just said. Right. You know, emotionalism and sentimentality should not be areas that should come in when you are discussing the security of a nation.
How do you
for 8 years, yeah, that's fine. For 8 years, that General Dr. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was president of Nigeria. His chief of army staff did not cross southern Kaduna.
But it's not just of Ogun State.
No, wait, don't interject me. I didn't interject you. Let's be civil. His chief of army staff did not cross the southern Kaduna, meaning that people from the core north, for 8 years that General Chief Dr. Obasanjo was the president.
Let me understand what you mean. Are you talking about just the Chief of Army Staff, or is it a combination of the DG of SSS, the IGP of Police, the Minister of Defense, the DG of NIA, the NSA, CG Customs, Minister of Interior, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, CG Immigration? Does that comprise of all of those?
Then you didn't talk about Chief of Defense Staff. Do you know that?
Does it comprise of? I'm trying to understand what you said.
You know, you see, what I see you regurgitating here on national TV is the same thing that had been trending in social media.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm asking you pointed questions.
Yes.
I'm naming these positions because we know who occupied those positions now. Yes. And I'm asking you because you say his Chief of Army Staff didn't cross Katsina. So I'm asking, does it also mean that all these other offices didn't cross Katsina?
Chamberlain.
Is that what you're saying? I need to understand.
Chamberlain, if you understand the importance of the position of the Chief of Army Staff in the general security architecture of Nigeria, you will not be talking like that.
So you understand it?
Oh yeah.
And that's why
if you know the importance of the position of the Chief of Army Staff in Nigeria's security architecture as it had been since independence until now.
Let me make myself clear. I'm not restricting myself to one position.
It's not just
I just highlighted all these positions. So
no, listen,
help me understand it.
Let me explain to you. See, what I've been trying to lay, the background I've been trying to lay, the groundswell I've been trying to make available, do for you, is to make you understand the import, the purport, the portent, of security to a nation. It's not something that you leave to the whims and caprices of emotionalism, from the people. It's not. See, let me tell you.
You said the people are his boss.
Yes.
So if the people are saying that, look, you don't have to have everybody come from one part of the country, will they be wrong? Or does it mean that if they say, look at other regions and make your appointments, will that be emotionalism?
Listen, at the end of the day, what the Constitution says that the people need is their security. Listen, and somebody has been charged to deliver that security. Okay? So, what ultimately and inexorably will happen is at the time that the people are now going to review the scorecard of this man they have put in charge, is how far has he fared with this issue.
Mr. Fasakin,
that is ultimately what will happen.
It's because you mentioned the Constitution, so let's stick with that. The Constitution talks about the law of
principle of federal character.
The principle of federal character.
Of what?
Is that emotional?
Character?
Yes, the federal character principle. Is it emotional?
Let me tell you, the federal character principle. What the same Constitution has been able to enshrine it in the choice of who becomes your federal minister. And I said that in the whole of the 36 states, one person at least must represent each of the states.
Okay.
So to that extent...
No, I asked the question because you said
you cannot,
when it comes to a security issue,
yes,
you do not take, you not go at it emotionally.
The Constitution does not.
The Constitution is not emotional, is it?
It's not.
It's not emotional. So the Constitution states out clearly a situation where every part of the country is properly represented in the area of government.
That is for federal ministers.
For federal ministers. So it does not apply in any other area.
I mean, the Constitution does not say that for you to appoint so person within the Nigerian security architecture.
Again, before I come to Mr. Sowunmi, again, I'll ask you. You were talking about the Chief of Army Staff.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question about the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Air Staff, the DG of the NIA, the DG of the DSS, and all the other security apparatus. Yes. The Inspector General, please. He asked you a question you did not answer. Are you saying those ones did not cross the Katsina as well within the 8 years of Chief Obasanjo's being in power?
No, I think let me make myself a bit clearer. Let me make myself a bit clearer. What I'm saying to you is that it doesn't matter whether it's the CG of Customs or CG of Immigrations that you are trying to take out of it now. But I'm trying to say that, look, the person, like we are trying to consider what Chief Obasanjo said and, as regards nepotism that they say. And I was trying to explain to you that, look, he, as a former chief of state, in Nigeria, when he was on the saddle for 8 years,
the Chief of Army Staff
did not make the Chief of Army Staff to cross.
But you still haven't answered the question, because Mr. Sowunmi will come in here. Are you saying the other apparatus of the security system did not cross Katsina as well?
It's not that they did not cross.
Okay, you're more concerned about the Chief of Army Staff.
He was that particular, that he made issue. It was not coincidence.
Okay, Mr. Sowunmi.
It was not coincidence.
Can you answer that question?
Please, you see, the Nigerian Defense Academy, I'm the son of a soldier. I went to the middle school. I went to Commerce Secondary School, Kaduna, up school. My dad and Demguari were soldiers. So the Nigerian Defense Academy does not have a recruiting ideology that only a certain section of the country can attend. The Nigerian Defense Academy recruits from all parts of Nigeria, and all of them are trained. And we do not have any battleground tested approval to say that one section of the country do well as military officers than any other section. Mine is that if the president makes unintended, I'm being kind. I could have said intended, but if he makes unintended recruiting errors, and those unintended recruiting errors begin to show, it is his responsibility and opportunity and that of his party to figure out how to correct it. But they can insist, if they like, that they are not parochial. I will leave the military and go to other area that shows their parochialism. You cannot say that in this country, it is only people that are directly related to either your sister children, your in-laws, their children, that are so highly placed and so well endowed to be able to take some of the most strategic other responsibilities in the country. I would not bother listing those responsibilities, but I'm sure they themselves know what we're talking about. You see, Nigerians really want a situation where the best man would do the job. And there is a level of sectionalism that can be tolerated. But if it becomes brazen, if it gets to the point where everybody sees it, if it gets to the point where even their man, because I cannot call Obasanjo our man now, their man Obasanjo pens a letter towards it, they had to just say, we're sorry, we didn't realize while we were doing it, we will have an opportunity of a cabinet reshuffle, whatever we can do to rejig it and assuage the emotions of Nigerians so that we can. Is the president of only? But when he said, those who have given me 97% and those who have given me 5% cannot be expected to get the same level of patronage on an international platform and an international forum in the United States of America, the kinds of things that is now coming out is a reflection of exactly how he thinks. And when his closest allies justify it on national space, you then know that what has happened now is that they are all pushing themselves and prodding themselves on as though Nigeria has become a nation where only one man can carry all the load in the country.